Let me start by saying that we should never place text in a drawing until we know our intended plot scale. That's because the scale of our plot will dictate how large our text needs to be, such that it's readable on the printed sheet. Fortunately, if I know my plot scale, AutoCAD will size my text automatically. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to create predictably sized text in our drawings. On my screen, I have an architectural floor plan, and I would like to label each of these rooms. Before I get started, let me mention that there's already a layout set up for this drawing. And if I look at the scale here in the title block, I can see this drawing is going to plot at 3/8 of an inch equals a foot. You know what? Good practice says you should never take the title block's word for it. So I'm going to verify the scale by double-clicking in the viewport, and I'll check right down here. And yes, in fact, this viewport is 3/8 of an inch equals a foot. All right, I'm going to double-click out. I'll do a zoom extents of the sheet, and then I'll return to model space where I can create my labels. Now, here's a question for you. What should my text height be such that I'm sure that it's readable on the printed sheet? Better yet, how large should I make my text if I want it to measure a specific size on the printed sheet? A couple years ago, we used to have to work out the math to set our text heights in model space. Now, AutoCAD does everything for us automatically. Let me show you how it works. I'm going to create a text style. I'll open up the annotation panel and I'll click the text style icon. Notice I already have a couple text styles in this drawing. These text styles are being used in the title block. I'll come over and click New, and then I'll call my style Room Labels, and I'll click OK. I'm going to go with the Arial font. I'd like this to be bold. And before I give this a height, I'm going to come over and click the Annotative button. And notice that my text style now has an icon next to it. This icon means the text style will automatically size itself to match my plot scale. Since this is set to Annotative, I can come over here and set the height I'd like my text to appear on the printed page. I'd like it to measure 1/4 of an inch tall. All right, my text style's current, so I'll come down and click Apply and Close, and I'm ready to create my text. Actually, we have to do one more thing first. Take a look down here. This is the annotation scale flyout. I'm going to open this, and then I'll set it to match the plot scale. The plot scale was 3/8 of an inch equals a foot. Now, when I create my text, or any other annotative object, AutoCAD is going to properly size it for this plot scale. Since these are simple labels, I'm going to create some single-line text. I'll start my text right here, and then I'll press Enter for the rotation angle, and I'll type bedroom. Let's do one more. I'll press the space bar to relaunch the command. I'll put one here, and I'll press Enter. I'll call this bath. Notice if I place my cursor over this text, I can see an icon. This is a visual reminder that this text is tied to a specific plot scale. Now, I'd like to create one more label, and instead of typing it manually, I'm going to launch the copy command, and I'll copy this label from this room to this one. Now that I'm finished, I'm going to return to the layout. Notice that the text is very easy to read. I'm going to zoom in, and let's take a quick measurement. Remember, we wanted our text to measure 1/4 of an inch tall on the page. I'll launch the distance command, and there aren't any object snaps here, so I'm just going to click as close as possible. I'll click here, and then I'll press F8 to lock my ortho, and I'll pull this up to the top, and you can see this text measures 1/4 of an inch. From this point on, it would be a good idea to make all of your text styles annotative. By using annotative text, we can be certain that our text will always be a consistent size on our plots, regardless of the scale we use for our drawing.